For gardeners, September is an important month, but depending on where you live, the work may differ considerably. In certain places, the heat is still present, but in other places, the temperature drops. It's a Sprouted Seeds YouTube channel. Subscribe and let's get started. So, what to do in the garden in September? Pre-planting. You should start your fall planting as soon as you see that the leaves on the trees in your neighborhood are turning yellow. It is essential to prepare the planting hole ahead of time, particularly in areas with poor soil. To guarantee healthy root development and growth, dig a large, deep hole and fill it with loose, nutritious soil that has been combined with the appropriate nutrients. To give the soil time to settle and the fertilizers time to completely integrate, this preparation should be done at least 1 month before to planting. In this manner, the sapling will stay straight when planted in the fall and fertilizers won't burn the roots. Watering and fertilizing trees. If your trees have yellow leaves in late August or early September, this is an indicator that they lack moisture. However, be mindful that watering can provoke new growth, which may not be desirable as the growing season winds down. For traditional trees for your region, late-season watering won't trigger significant new growth. They are genetically programmed to prepare for winter. But if you're growing exotic trees for your region that typically grow in warm climates, watering can lead to new growth right up until frost. This can damage the tree. As for fertilization, remember the golden rule. Use nitrogen-based fertilizers until mid-summer. In September, focus on phosphorus and potassium fertilizers, which aid in root development and help trees prepare for winter. Checking grafting success. Now is the perfect time to assess the success of any budding on your tree. Check the remaining leaf stalk with a gentle touch. If it comes off easily and the bud appears firm and healthy, the grafting was successful. The grafting most likely failed if the bud is black and the leaf stalk remains attached. The good news is that you can still try budding in early September in many areas. Pruning and tree care. September is when people who pruned their fruit trees in the summer should cut off any newly sprouting branches to maintain an open crown, which promotes better air circulation and light penetration. Concentrate on pruning off inward-growing branches. This method aids in lowering the prevalence of pests and illnesses. Propagating shrubs and ground layering. September is an excellent time for propagating shrubs like currants, gooseberries, and ornamental bushes. Even though certain cuttings might not take root before winter, with the right care, they should be able to grow roots by spring. To ensure their survival, insulate the cutting bed with mulch or fallen leaves. For ground layering, instead of pinning the branches to the ground, place a stone or brick on them. Because there is always a moist environment beneath the stone, this technique helps preserve moisture, boosting the likelihood of successful rooting. Shrub and rose care. To prolong the blooming of roses and hydrangeas, use special fertilizers for hydrangeas or for roses. They are available in garden stores. Also, remove any spent flowers. When you remove dry flowers, you stimulate the growth of new flowers. Dividing perennials. In areas where the temperature has fallen and it often rains, September is the best month for dividing perennials like phlox, irises, peonies, and decorative grasses. In warmer, dry climates, it's better to wait until conditions are more favorable to avoid stressing the plants. Caring for grapes. The berries are starting to ripen. Do not water or fertilize your grapes at this time. Too much moisture and fertilizer can cause them to not be sweet and the berries can start to burst. Also, do not rush to prune. Many people rush to prune in September when the leaves are green, but it is better not to do this. The leaves are engaged in photosynthesis and accumulate nutrients for a good winter. Planting bulbs and preparing peonies. Planting bulbs like tulips, hyacinths, and daffodils should also be done in September. Towards the end of the month, you can start digging up gladiolus bulbs. Pay special attention to peonies. They need plenty of water and fertilizer now as they are setting the buds for next year's blooms. Use fertilizers high in potassium and phosphate. Stay away from nitrogen. Caring for exotic plants. If you have exotic plants that require warm weather, be ready to provide them with protection when the weather cools off in September. When the temperature drops, keep some agricultural fiber on hand to cover these plants. Preparing for winter storage. It's time to get your cellar or storage area ready for winter. To maintain the greatest possible condition for your stored fruit, make sure your cellar is dry, clean, and well ventilated. So focus on the weather in your region. This will help to do garden work at the right time.